Sahana Vavatu. Let's move together. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. The world is one family. Sarve Jana Sukhino Bhavantu. Let all of us live in peace and prosperity. These kind of core values of Bharat. Have you ever wondered why these kind of values are brought in? Because the culture of Bharat is inherently inclusive and pluralistic. Period. And what Kalidasa Mahakavi has written, like Jagatah Pitarau Vande Parvati Parameswarau, well articulates that motive. It means that the world, the universe, the nature, cosmos and everything in it is a child of Parvati and Parameshwara. And what it means is, you, me and the stray dog out there on the street, all three of us are inherently siblings. And this very thought of Jagatah Pitarau Vande Parvati Parameshwarau, the articulation of this thought is nothing but Nataraja Swami. If one really want to understand what Natyam really is, the square one, the very basic thing that we should understand is the statue of Nataraja Swami. It is that simple. If one can understand what the statue of Nataraja Swami really means, then we understood what Natyam really is. And to understand what Nataraja Swami statue really means, we should go to Chidambaram in Tamil Nadu. Probably this is the only temple in whole of India where there is no murti in the sanctum sanctorum of the temple. It is just an empty temple. And I mean it, the emptiness. That's what is the manifestation of Lord Shiva here. And the tradition of Chidambaram says that the one who could visualize Shiva in this temple, in Chidambaram, where he is in the form of Nataraja Swami, if one could visualize him, then that person will lead a very happy life and attain the final liberation in his or her own life. And this is not a rhetorical religious claim. Doesn't matter which religion you belong to, but if you're able to see Nataraja Swami in this temple, definitely the way you look at things in life will totally change for good. And in my life, I came across one man who experienced this in his life. My guru and my teacher, Sri Abdul Kalamji. It's with his inspiration that I established this channel on Project Shivoham to bring forward the authentic knowledge to each and everyone. In his biography, The Wings of Fire, while articulating his thoughts as a budding scientist back then, Kalamji undergoes a philosophical exploration of the nature and everything in it. And of course, you know that you and everything around you and me, all of us are a bunch of atoms. And that balance between the fast-moving electrons and the protons gives the atoms its properties, which gets manifested into different things around us, both living and non-living. And spiritually, Nataraja Swami is well revered for the Natyam that he performs at an incomprehensible pace. And when we could visualize the fast-moving Nataraja Swami in the fast-moving electrons and each and every atom around us, then that very thought manifests that universal oneness, that everything and everyone in this universe is just manifestation of one truth in various forms and shapes. And this is the exact perspective what the tradition in Chidambaram temple expects us to visualize. Be it the fast-moving electrons in an atom, or the eternally revolving planets around the sun, or for that matter any celestial body, every speck of a movement in this universe is the manifestation of the Natyam of Nataraja Swami. This is the universal perspective of the culture of Bharat. And with that same spirit that every speck of the movement in this nature and cosmos reflects Nataraja Swami, the statue of Nataraja was gifted by the government of India to CERN, the European Organization for Nuclear Research, where the Large Hadron Collider experiment has been ongoing. So what does the statue of Nataraja Swami actually represent? Let's try and understand that. So let's try to understand the statue of Nataraja Swami by parts. So before getting started, it has a very deep meaning, and it will take hours to understand the statue of Nataraja Swami. So I'll keep it very short and to the point. And for the curious minds out there, these are not appropriated meanings with any agenda. It's quite simple. You can do your own research about Nataraja Swami statue and then you get to know the truth for yourself. So let's start understanding from the 11th century statue of Nataraja Swami, which is currently in the Metropolitan Museum of Art, New York. So the right hand of Nataraja Swami holds a damaru, a small hand drum. And damaru here signifies the source of creation. It is about the Shiva Sutras or the Maheshwara Sutras, which are the fundamentals of human speech. I covered about it in the documentary on Sanskritam. Damaru signifies the source of creation. And in the left hand, he holds Agni or fire. And this Agni signifies destruction and dissolution of the universe. So the creation is on the right hand and the dissolution is on the left hand. So that's what Agni signifies, dissolution. Under the feet of Nataraja Swami, there is a dwarf demon. Apasmaraka is his name. Apasmaraka signifies ignorance, and this ignorance is being quelled by Nataraja Swami. The word Apasmaraka comes from the root word smarana. Smarana means being aware of or having that knowledge of, and apasmaraka is an opposite of it. And in my mother tongue Telugu, we still use this word apasmaraka sthiti, which means a state of being unconscious. And this state of unconsciousness or ignorance, that has to be quelled in first place to gain any piece of knowledge in life. So that's basically quelling of apasmaraka by Nataraja Swami signifies. And this is the most important aspect of Nataraja Swami. He wears two different earrings. The one to the right is called as Makara Kundalam, traditionally used by men in ancient times as an ear ornament. And on his left ear, he wears another kind of earring which is called as Tatankam. And Tatankam is a piece of jewelry that is designed only for women and worn by women in ancient times. Nataraja Swami signifies a confluence of both Shiva and Shakti, Parvati and Parameswara in one form. Both the Makara Kundalam and Tatankam represents the masculine and feminine forces of this universe, right at the center of creation and destruction. Let me take a pause on Natyam Nataraja Swami and take a completely different topic for a minute. In the culture of Bharat, and its thousands of years of heritage and history, always places women right at the center and at the top. This is the culture which says Matrudevo Bhava first and then Pitrudevo Bhava. And if we go deep down into the cultural practices, there are certain rituals to thank our father in life and express our gratitude. But for mother, there are no such rituals for one simple reason, because in this culture, we believe that we cannot thank our mother. It is a debt for life. And this culture has been portrayed as patriarchal, regressive, misogynistic and whatnot. Now, there could be definitely social issues. In fact, there are social issues. There is patriarchy, there is gender-based discrimination, there is a sense of misogyny, but that has nothing to do with the culture of Bharat. It prevails in every goddamn society around the world. And definitely we have to weed all those out. But certain malicious forces over the years have successfully tarnished the image of the culture of Bharat to be patriarchal, misogynistic and regressive, which is fundamentally incorrect. In this culture, we respect and revere women to the highest order. People generally quote Dhanamulam idam jagat, which means money is the foundation for this world, but no one cares to read the second line of the same slokam, which says Bharya Mulam idam gruham, which means a wife or a woman is the foundation for a home and the peace of everybody in the home. Anyways, Nataraja Swami statue stands as a strong testimony about how the masculine and feminine forces are treated equally in this culture. Let's move on. So to sum it up all, the Damaru on the right hand signifies creation and the Agni in the left hand signifies destruction and dissolution. And the face of Nataraja signifies a confluence of Shiva and Parvati, the masculine and feminine forces of this nature. And right at the feet, the Apasmaraka, who's being quelled, signifies the ego and ignorance of all of us, which has to be quelled in first place to realize the true consciousness of this nature and cosmos. Now, this entire process performed by Nataraja Swami, in short, is called as Natyam, and hence the name Nataraja, which means the one who performs and masters this entire Natyam. So that is a brief outlook on the significance of Natyam in the culture of Bharat. It is the crown jewel of the culture of Bharat. Spiritually, it represents the creation, sustenance and dissolution of the universe. And as an art form, it has been used as a very powerful medium to communicate knowledge. Natyam always holds a very prominent position in the culture of Bharat, that it is almost impossible to find one single temple without a dance pose carved on its walls. So that for you, my dear friend, is Natyam. There is no branch of knowledge, no discipline of art or craft, no action, nothing in this universe that cannot be emotionally well articulated by Natyam. These words are said by Lord Shiva when he first articulated this entire Natya Vedam, revered as the fifth Veda. And this Natya Vedam, given by Lord Shiva, is very valid even today for any kind of art, craft, dance, you name it. It forms the corpus knowledge system. What is in the Natya Veda and how is it being followed even today in the practice of Bharatanatyam? All that we will see in the next part of this doc film. And as always, thanks for watching.